Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Sagittarius for the month of December 2022. I hope all my Sagittarius friends are doing well. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today. Dear Sagittarius, in the past position, we have the Eight of Wands, clarified by the Queen of Swords. In the challenging position, we have the Two of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Cups. In the present position, we have the Ten of Wands, clarified by the Chariot. And in the future outcome position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the Four of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have another major arcana card, which is, of course, the Temperance. So let's get into this spread. In the past position, you, dear Sagittarius, have the Eight of Wands, which is a card of movement. We actually do not see any human beings on this card, but we do see this river at the bottom of the card flowing, which symbolizes a flow of abundance to you. We also see this green kind of like fields, which symbolizes growth, which symbolizes progress, and that is what the Eight of Wands actually is best known for. It is a card of progress. It is a card of grabbing an opportunity and just riding the wave. You know, the Eight of Wands is all about times in our life when things move quickly. And it does look, dear Sagittarius, that in the past you made a quick decision based on your logic, following, your perceptiveness, because we do have the Queen of Swords here in the clarifying position. And she is someone who is really perceptive and clear-minded. She's someone who is kind of like staring into into the unknown, when in fact she's looking into your future. She's able to see the future, and she uses her sword to communicate. She goes directly for the point that she's trying to make, because sometimes people talk about all kinds of things except the one thing that matters the most. And so this is a really strong combination, because it tells me that in the past you were able to seize the moment. You were able to successfully kind of allowed change to take place, and it was a change for the better. You were making moves. Maybe some of you moved to a different property. Maybe you relocated to a different place. Maybe some of you made decisions regarding your career or your studies or the job that you were in. But this is a really strong, really powerful combination, which brings forward a lot that you are responsible for. You are very good at making decisions, Sagittarius. You know how to move quickly when your life calls for it. So you have an amazing kind of bag of skills, if you will, to create and manifest positive change in your life by using your logic, by using your rational thinking, by focusing on your intellectual side, by realizing that it has, it brings a lot of advantages to you when you're able to progress forward. And yeah, sometimes the Queen of Swords can be somewhat cynical and cold, but sometimes you need to be cynical and sometimes you need to be cold, because remember, kindness is very powerful and very important, but sometimes when you show kindness to people who are going through karma, you actually make things worse. So you, dear Sagittarius, you know how to get to the point very quickly, and you have achieved a lot, because the Eight of Wands is a card of progress. Sometimes the Eight of Wands also can symbolize, visitors coming to you, or you going to visit someone as well and learning important information. Maybe you received a visit from this Queen of Swords person who was able to give you advice, who was able to kind of show you a clear way forward that you otherwise weren't able to see. Now, in the challenging position, we have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups, which definitely tells me that there's a relationship that you may have in your life that isn't going as you would like it for it to go. The Two of Wands, first and foremost, is a very promising card. It's a very positive card, but when it appears in the challenging position, in the obstacle position, it lets me know that maybe you're not as happy with your achievements. You know, sometimes we have victories and successes, but we don't really, fully appreciate them. We don't really kind of fully experience them because we're constantly on the lookout what's happening everywhere else. And it's a reminder. The Two of Wands here is reminding you that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes when you actually accomplish something, it's important to feel gratitude. It's important to sit in that achievement, to sit in that victory, to allow that emotion to settle in your mind, to settle in your heart, to settle in your soul. And so sometimes it's important to, be aware of that. But when you have the Two of Wands in the challenging position, it's telling me that you may feel like something is missing in your life, that you have clearly achieved a lot, Sagittarius, but you still feel like there's maybe a little bit of an emptiness or a little bit of a vacuum. And so it's important for you to kind of level up when it comes to feeling gratification, when it comes to feeling that gratitude for everything that you have. It's important to, when you wake up in the morning, to just be grateful that you woke up, that the divine gave you another opportunity to go about planet Earth and to do kind things and learn different things, experience different things. Sometimes it's just as simple as feeling gratitude for being able to see, for being able to walk, for being able to talk, for being able to feel and all of that, because remember, there's quite a lot of souls who are trying to come through to planet Earth. Right now, planet Earth is a very popular place because it is a third, like a three-dimensional world where you can actually feel things quite intensely, whereas in other planets, it's not necessarily a two-dimensional world. There's multiple dimensions. And so, on planet Earth, you can really concentrate. You can really focus. And the biggest thing is to expand your consciousness. And in order to expand your consciousness, you have to be open to experience various things, but also to feel gratitude for those things. We do see the Ace of Cups in the clarifying position, which is telling me that you are you may be feeling like you're missing something in an important relationship in your life. You may be focusing on the lusting aspect of things rather than loving aspect of things. There is still quite a bit of awareness that you have to experience. There's still quite a bit of expanding of your consciousness that you have to experience. There's still, quite a lot of alignment work that you have to do, because remember, it's important to have your spirit aligned with your mind, with your thoughts, as well as with your feelings, which is your heart. And when that alignment is accomplished, you are able to be so much more aware, and your consciousness kind of levels up. And the Temperance here in the at the bottom of the deck is a reminder, move forward cautiously and test things as you go, because the abundance is there. The abundance is all around you. And I think the feeling that you may have missed something is actually your mind playing a trick on you, because sometimes our brains, they're not really trustworthy. The most important function of the brain is to keep the body alive. And so sometimes there's a conflict between our thoughts and our feelings. And so it's always important to trust your intuition the most rather than your thinking process, because the thinking process can again be driven by ego, be driven by other people's opinions, be driven by looking at other situations and wondering, well, why is my situation not as good? And so the solution to elevation of your consciousness lies within you, not outside of you. Letting go and feeling gratitude and forgiving yourself are the most crucial, pillars that you have to practice, that you have to rely on a daily basis. It's like a mental hygiene. You have to think about every day, what can I forgive today? What can I be grateful for today? How can I check in with myself? How can I be in alignment? It's important to meditate. It's important to ground yourself. It's important to, sit with your frame and operate from within your frame. That's why breathing exercises are very, very important, because breathing can calm down the thoughts. And remember, the brain's function is to overthink. The brain's function is to overanalyze. We get into trouble when we think too much, when we overanalyze too much. But at the same time, how can we not? Because we have to survive, and it is a competitive world. So that balance is very tricky. And of course, the older you get, the more stable you get, because you realize that sometimes your thoughts can create issues, can create problems. So a lot of times it's important to kind of observe your thoughts. And that's, again, where meditation comes in. It's not like people are telling you, go sit in a corner and think about nothing. It's people are saying that the answers are on the inside. So it's not about sitting in the corner thinking about nothing. It's about getting your mind organized, getting your mind clear so that you can communicate very clearly by using the sword. I mean, it's obviously not like you don't have an actual sword. The sword is a symbol, for your tongue, and how clear you can be. Because I do see that you have the Ten of Wands here in the present position. And the Ten of Wands generally appears when you are unable to say no to others. When you want to please others, you say yes, mom, yes, dad, yes, child, yes, parent, yes, teacher, yes, boss, yes. You say yes to everyone, but then you have all these responsibilities on your shoulders, and you're wondering, is it ever going to end? Just having burdens on your shoulders is difficult. But the good thing is that the Ten of Wands is signaling that there is an end to this burden. You are breaking through. You are going through a moment of growth. When things are hard, when you are complaining, that's when something wonderful is coming to you, because you are going through growth. And it's at times very difficult to be appreciative for the growth, because how can you be appreciative for having to do quite a lot and not really spending that much time on yourself? But it is important to remember that growth means there's a reward. Growth means the divine trusts you to level up, to create wonderful things for yourself and for other people. And growth also implies hard work. The most important things are based on hard work. You don't generally have lasting results from easy work. Generally, hard work is something that is built with a strong foundation that can withstand, many different situations. But we do have the Chariot in the clarifying position, which tells me that you may be struggling with your determination. You may be struggling with your willpower. You may be struggling with maintaining control over the direction in which you are moving. Because what is the Chariot. The Chariot ultimately is a vehicle. It's a vehicle that is carrying you in the direction of where you're basically saying it to go. And so in order to truly be in control of the vehicle, you have to have self-control. You have to have self-discipline. You have to have self-structure. You know, discipline and structure is very important. They're extremely important attributes. And so sometimes when you feel like you are getting to the point where you're complaining too much, you have to go work out. Physical exercise is the best antidote to cognitive decline. Physical exercise keeps your mind sharp. Physical exercise raises your vibration. Physical exercise gets the body moving. I'm sorry, if you didn't want to be in human form, you could be grass, you could be a flower. You know, they don't need exercises, you know, but if you're a human being, your body is a responsibility that requires exercise. And it's, you know, everything in the body works together. You would be amazed how the body picks up on different signals. And so exercise is definitely very important because it helps you kind of elevate in your determination, in your willpower. It helps you move forward in a much healthy, wholesome, and happier way. We do have the Wheel of Fortune in the future outcome position, which should be a cause of celebration for you, because the Wheel of Fortune is a destiny card. It's a card that changes lives for the better. It's a card that brings fortune. It's a card that brings that big break. It's a card that may bring some it's a card that may bring a lot of you a promotion, a recognition. It's a card that will help you achieve and overcome many difficulties so that you come out on the other end smarter, stronger, and more prepared to handle different situations in your life. Right now, most of the signs are going through a process of leveling up, because we are becoming more conscious and more aware of the world that we live in, of how we interact with each other, of what is waiting for us moving forward. And so sometimes that can be difficult, but it looks to me, dear Sagittarius, that you are going to really celebrate the end of December, because you are, with the Wheel of Fortune, you're getting what you want. And combined with the Four of Swords, it's telling me that quite a few are definitely settling down. You're finding your tribe. You're finding that perfect place that makes you feel whole, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel truly alive. There's a situation that is coming to resolution, and it's coming to a resolution in your favor. Remember, as we move through life, we're continuously healing, because we're continuously evolving. There's constant new beginnings. There's constant movement. Especially if you happen to be a human, there's no such thing as just like sitting in one spot for ever and ever and ever without being touched by change. The process of evolution is kind of happening all the time, and specifically in the last, I would say, 200 to 300 years, the process of evolution has become increasingly faster. The world that we live in has become increasingly more, intense, in a way that the energies, we understand how energies work. And so it's important to remember that there's quite a lot that is happening right now, but you have, wonderful things to look forward to towards the end of the month. Let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled. We have gratitude, be grateful for all you have, of course. I also pulled an answer from Oracle card, which is no need to worry. Definitely very encouraging messages, very supportive messages, letting you know that you have a lot to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.